All right. Hey, gang. So, my name is Simon Haynes. This is Simon Says Smut. A word of warning. It's a very self-explanatory title. I'm going to read pornography to you now. So, if that's the kind of thing that doesn't arouse you, what? Cover your ears. Put your earmuffs on. It's Christmas outside. So that's the first thing. If it doesn't arouse you, then you might be better off not listening to this. But if it does arouse you, please stick around and enjoy it. That's the first of two things. I'm only going to read a very short passage of this book because if I read any more, you probably need me to read the entire thing because it's so riveting. This book is called Sex and the Secret Agent. I'll just read the back for you. Portia Blair's sexual fantasies become sharp reality when she goes undercover and discovers pleasure. So the passage that I've decided to read, it involves audience participation. Are you ready for this? It starts with a quote, and the quote is, "It's two intense pleasure sounds." And what I want to have happen is I want everybody in the room to make two intense pleasure sounds right before I start reading. Can we do that? Yeah, Simon, we can. Okay, ready? So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, then make two intense pleasure sounds. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Woo! All right, one more time, and then I'll start reading. 1, 2, 3, 4. It was an animal-like growl that diminished into a gurgle. The erotic rapture pulsating within her kept growing. She doubted whether she could stand any further simulation. Her mind was tightrope walking between extreme, exquisite sensuality and unconsciousness. Portia released his cock from her mouth. Stop it, take it out, she cried out. Barry removed his mouth. Her body was thrashing in the throes of the piquant tingles that continued to beat inside her. Piquant. She never imagined she could experience such divine, ecstatic rapture, such intense sensual stirrings. Portia felt obligated to treat Barry to the best blowjob he ever had. Congratulations, Barry. You're really on the road to success this time. Her tongue rolled along the underside of his prick. It lingered over the wrinkled skin of his scrotum. Part of the sack and one of his balls disappeared into her mouth. She lavished a salivary affection on the captured flesh. Barry voiced his approval. Oh, baby, that's wild. You are unbelievable. Where the hell did you learn those tricks? She released her hold. You can learn a lot from watching those raunchy movies. I'm not finished yet. Portia resumed her oral coaxing. Her tongue swept over his balls. A trail of saliva was left as her tongue rolled along. The tongue reversed its journey. It passed over his balls, back along the underside of his cock. Her mouth vacuumed in his shaft. Let's take a moment of silence. Portia swirled her tongue around. Check this out. Portia swirled her tongue around the imprisoned cock. At the same time, she twisted his prick in a series of abbreviated semicircles. Little grunts of approval escaped from Barry's throat. Ready? Give me some grunts. He began to rock his hips back and forth. Portia kept cadence with him. With a firm grip on the base of his cock, she pumped the fleshy tube back and forth. He made a final plunge into her mouth. She grabbed his balls with the other hand. She felt the physiological response of his balls as he unloaded. Deep into her mouth, Portia felt the flow of his hot sperm. She emitted a sound of approval as the emission spurted into her throat. Using a firm grip, she milked his... I'm sorry, I can't even read that part in front of you guys. The last drop of cum was squeezed out. Her tongue swept over the cock head, capturing the last bit of his cum. Barry rolled off of Portia. Still in the inverted position, he lay alongside her. His hand reached out and gently caressed her hairy box. You never fail to amaze me, he said. If I didn't know better, I'd say you were some kind of oversexed broad. Her hand, I know, right? Whatever. Her hand reached out and gripped his dormant piece. And you, my dear, are my dreams come true. This wonderful cock of yours has given me moments of intense pleasure. She gave it a gentle tug to emphasize the thought. She giggled and he asked her what was so funny. I just thought of that nursery rhyme. Ride a cock horse to Banbury Cross, she answered. That's what I've been riding. Speaking of horses, that's the code name we've given your project, Operation Horse, he told her. You mean like in Trojan Horse? She queried. That's it. Remember, it's been a lot of fun while we've been screwing around. Just keep your wits about you while you're with Farrington. Don't forget how to use those gadgets I gave you. I have the impression your interest in me is more than business, she said. Don't be such a smartass, he gently admonished. I care a lot about you, and it isn't just sex. When you're with Farrington, watch your ass. That won't be the only thing I watch, she vowed. Thank you.